Alright everyone, we have an extra video today. We're going to be talking about the hit piece, or expose, depending on what your opinion is, on Jesse Lee Peterson. Of course, he's a Christian pastor. He has a show. He does it on YouTube. I've actually been aboard once. He called me a beta, which I found very, very funny. I think he'd call me an alpha at this point because I'm married, have a kid, and have my own place. I think that's sort of the litmus test. Anyway, we're going to be getting right into this because if ever gay ops had a descriptor, this would probably fall under it very, very nicely. It'd probably be the image for that particular colloquial term among millennial internet usage. This is a hit piece against Jesse Lee Peterson. We're going to get right into it. There are multiple links in the description. By the way, one will be pinned. That is specific. Well, I'll just pin them all. Never mind. To the video, actually, which is the expose or hit piece on Jesse Lee Peterson. Several former colleagues of him claiming he did gay things. So he's gay, allegedly. Milo Yiannopoulos is actually adjacent to this claim. We will be getting a little bit into Milo in this video as well. First, though, I wanted to get to some of these tweets. This is by Manosphere, President Anthony Dream Johnson. Now, of course, anytime you're talking about the Manosphere, if you're talking about sexual proclivities, I hate to tell you this, dude, but a lot of us consider it to be sus to begin with, but we'll go past that for the moment and just read what you had to say. Links in the description. These two are archived. This is the first. Breaking! Former 21 Convention speaker. 21 Convention is a Manosphere sort of thing. Male empowerment, which is good. MRA, which can be good. You know, litigation reform and so forth. Again, it can also be a little bit sus. And self-proclaimed Christian pastor Jesse Lee Peterson, JLP talk, has been credibly exposed. You're making a declarative legal term, by the way, there. You might want to rephrase that. As a homosexual super predator by a Catholic organization in Michigan. 21 Studios is officially severing all ties with JLP effective immediately. Now, I confronted on this, and I said I wanted more evidence. And the image that I got back was effectively telling me that I was white knighting. Apparently, to these triggered special snowflakes, you're not allowed to declare that you want any evidence for a claim, or you know, you're simping for somebody. That'll get us right into the next tweet, which is very preemptive and very, very well made. I will give you credit for this, my man. Couldn't have done it better myself. When exposing a cult leader and predator, there will always be an avalanche of codependent simping from the broken men who have been conditioned to circle the wagons. Try to have mercy, because I have none to offer. Again, if you proclaim that you would like more evidence than the video clip you're alluding to shows, which is really not evidence at all, and we'll get into that, you are a simp. You're simping for Jesse Lee Peterson. To be clear, I've gone on his show. I've had conversations with him, brief, but I've had them. He never said anything suspect to me. I guess I'm not his type, right? Manosphere President Anthony Dream Johnson. By the way, you know, kind of an obtuse username. Hell, you think Stick-Sex-and-Hammer 666 is long. By the way, I will say right off the bat, I do understand the fact that the TradCon side of the Manosphere will probably dogpile me and this video based on me analyzing this at all. Well, Jesse Lee Peterson has the defense of a Satanist. Of course. This is proof that he is oogling young men. I do not care about his orientation, to be clear. Maybe he's gay. Maybe he's asexual. Maybe he screws roadkill. I literally don't care about these things. What I do care about is one thing. This is the only reason that I'm making this response. I care about the fucking goddamn horseshit that has become the hashtag MeToo debacle. I care about the fact that content creators are continuously bombarded by claims against them, which even when not proven to be true, are proclaimed to be true, they are endlessly trotted out, they are recycled out of context, and people have their entire careers hazarded by bullshit like this. If you have proof that Jesse Lee Peterson stuffs his rock-hard cock in other men, please provide it, because the clip that you're alluding to doesn't actually show that. You claim that it's objectively true. He's been exposed. He's gay, and he pervs on various young men. I would note that at one point within this particular clip, which is really what it is, it's not much of a documentary being 24 minutes long. Again, we'll get into the content, and you should definitely watch it. Clank on, everybody. Watch it. I would notice this. At one point in this particular expose, it is claimed that a person who still works with Jesse Lee Peterson and has defended him vigorously against claims against him, up to and including to, I believe now, that he was wrapped up like a burrito, specifically, explicitly stated here, wrapped up like a burrito in bed, and another dude witnessed this, and Jesse Lee Peterson was kissing him on the head and giggling. Okay, that could be suspect behavior, but it's not exactly fucking a man in the ass, and we don't know that it actually happened, because the person making the claim appears to be disgruntled by Jesse Lee Peterson. Enter several other individuals, the first one of which is the only one that actually figures heavily within this documentary expose. Again, I use those terms loosely. I have a lot of claims to deal with here. I have a claim Jesse Lee Peterson said weird shit to me. Jesse Lee Peterson hugged men maybe a little bit too much. He kissed him on the cheek. At one point, one of these individuals is visibly disgusted at the fact that Jesse Lee Peterson allegedly kissed another man on the cheek. A fairly familial gesture that happens literally all the time. You should, by the way, never visit the Netherlands if you consider this to be problematic. Lots of claims. Where's the evidence? The first 3 minutes of this goddamn clip, which is really what it is, don't even talk about the allegations against Jesse Lee Peterson. It's a run-up to a hit piece that has to deal only with his religious beliefs. And that's what I think that we're dealing with here. Here we get 3 minutes of prep work in this, again, link in the description. Go and fucking watch it for yourself. I'll pin it as well on YouTube if you're watching it there. We get 3 minutes of his religious beliefs are out of line with reality, out of line with whatever religious orthodoxy you happen to have in mind. Orthodox Catholicism, some sort of Reformed faith, maybe the absolute Orthodox, maybe you're Mormon or something. Regardless, Jesse Lee Peterson is biblically and canonically unacceptable. So therefore, obviously, because he doesn't believe the way we do, he is also a pervert, he's a groomer, and very problematic in every other possible way. Where have I goddamn heard this sort of horse shit before? Then, we have another fucking problem. We have the adjacency of Milo Yiannopoulos. Milo is the biggest conversion sham since Roosh. I think I would grade them as being similar. It's sort of like comparing Fukushima to Chernobyl. They're both major disasters. One killed more people. The other one has a larger exclusion zone. Pick your poison. It'll be uranium in one form or another. Get some polonium up in you. Go and meet with Putin. Milo Yiannopoulos says that Jesse Lee Peterson is absolutely gay. Why the fuck do I care about what Milo Yiannopoulos says? Again, the only consideration that I can make of any other content creator who's had such a massive turnaround was Roosh, conveniently right around the time that all of his very profitable works were banned off of Amazon. All of a sudden, he found the light of Jesus. When he was no longer making any money doing the pickup artist thing, all of a sudden, he grew his beard out longer, went on a sabbatical, and started rambling about religion. It's almost like talentless people have a tendency to do that when it's the last thing that they can do. There's nothing else they can do in their life. So it used to be you became a monk. Now you become a YouTuber who talks about religion. I think it's more lucrative than being a monk, although brewing beer is, of course, a good thing. It's very funny. It's sort of like why Joyce Myers still has a religious service, and a private jet, and a yacht, and a fleet of limousines, I believe, and multi-million-dollar yearly salary, despite the fact that she's not preaching anything that is even remotely biblically coherent. Again, I know that the fact that I have a certain username and certain religious beliefs means that people will completely discount what I say here. I understand more about your religion than 99% of Christians do. I also understand more about Hinduism, Islam, and religions like that than 99% of their adherents, because they read basically what the priest, imam, or rabbi, or so forth tells them, and they imbibe it, and then they go about their merry way because they are lukewarm, and God will spit them out as lukewarm. It's literally stated in the Bible. By the way, I'll point out one final thing here in closing. You're saying some of these allegations boil down to nothing more than sus behavior. Jesse Lee Peterson kissed the dude on the cheek. Jesse Lee Peterson hugged the dude just a little bit too vigorously for my conventional beliefs. Jesse Lee Peterson itched his crotch or something in my presence. Clearly he was coming on to me. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. Again, I don't care. I only care about the avalanche, hint hint, of false allegations against content creators and the fact that people are so fucking stupid that they don't even fact check them. Fucking watch this documentary if you don't believe me. And then look at the comments. It'll be a good time had by all. Again, clank on. Here's my problem. When I look at the Manosphere thing, you're saying Jesse Lee Peterson is gay, Jesse Lee Peterson, at the very least, he's sus with men. Is that not the same as basically the entire Manosphere? I've suspected for years that the majority of people involved, either they're desperate, and I don't blame them because, you look at the legislation with regards to child support and stuff, I can understand why you'd be black-pilled. Some of these people, though, are homosexuals. Again, I don't care, but they're projecting. They have those beliefs. It's sort of like Christian ministries in general. Dude, you don't need to focus on Jesse Lee Peterson. Look at Ted Hager. And that's not just a gayness. That was an 18-year-old crack-smoking escort in that particular case. To be clear, what I want is this. I don't care whether the allegation is true. It's beyond my purview to declare yes or no. What I do want is actual evidence. I'm tired of hearing people proclaim to be perverts, proclaim to be something that they may not be, whether it's gay, gay activist is straight, oh my god, he was banging a woman or something. Regardless of what the claim is, you gotta give me more than allegations by a couple of people of impropriety when those people apparently don't like Jesse Lee Peterson. They have a problem with him on a personal level. That's not evidence of anything. That's hashtag Me Too. How is this any different than the Me Too allegations against literally fucking thousands of men over time, trickling down from the higher echelons where some of those stories, like with Weinstein, are definitely believable, all the way down to your local workaday. This paramedic touched me inappropriately. And there doesn't need to, it apparently seems to be, there doesn't need to be any evidence for the claims. The fact that there's a claim alone is taken as evidence in and of itself. Are we back in the goddamn 1400s or something? This is some witch trial bullshit. Some people are openly speculating that this has nothing to do with allegations at all. This is a doctrinal disagreement, some sort of Catholic versus Protestant horseshit. Another reason why I'm not a Christian. I don't like that infighting. Pagans, sometimes they're capable of getting along. You gotta determine how high the Wicker Man is, I suppose. That's their biggest problem. Are we going to drink wine or mead this midsummer? Well, the world may never know. Again, I'm not seeing evidence here. Give me actual evidence. Don't give me fucking claims. Don't proclaim that the evidence is self-evident and therefore true, and then say that you're exposing a cult when you don't have any evidence that a cult actually exists. You've got me. I'm not a Christian. Again, look at my username, which will get panned in this video. I'm not defending the Manosphere side of things that JLP supports. I oppose them. I think that it's cringy, actually. I happen to have no problem with women. Third wave feminism, a little bit different. You don't have to be MGTOW or something like that to address it. That being said, you've got someone who is well outside of Christianity and certainly well outside of his particular political beliefs, fucking defending the dude, having only casually interacted with him a few times, including being on his show once, where I got called a beta. Again, I think he'd call me an alpha now because I'm married. I know, I'll get called, I don't know, a simp. I guess I'll get called a white knight or something for Jesse Lee Peterson. That'll be very, very funny indeed. It'll be interesting. I have a feeling, in closing I'll say this, This particular tweet that I read out, the one about exposing the avalanche of cult members and so forth, I have a feeling it was preemptive. Did you know that people with large audiences were going to make a video disclaiming what you have to say because a topical analysis of what's being claimed and the actual way it's being claimed will show it's no different from the Me Too debacle? Basically, you're trying to Me Too a dude at this point and claiming he wants to put his penis in other people's asses. Whether I care or not is irrelevant. Prove it. Give me some proof, dude. That's about all. Peace out.